1-quart jar, and then you fill it with apple cider vinegar. These are the start. Now that we've got all the germs, so your wax paper's on, just put the lid on. I made Spice Rack Fire Cider. Hey everybody, this is Kara Eastwood, and I'm back to tell you about fire cider. I recently got a divorce, so last time I was Willis. This time I'm Eastwood. I can't get used to it yet, but I'm excited. Anyway, so I'm here making fire cider. This is episode 2. This is my second batch, and I'm going to be making a fire cider from Rosemary Gladstar's new book. And the first one I made last time was the original Texas fire cider, where I used fresh pickly pears, and so that cider is infusing right now deep underground, and it'll be done in about 3 weeks or so. The recipe I'm going to make today is really easy to make. It's with stuff you probably already have in your spice cabinet just hanging around, and that's why I found this particular recipe to be so accessible and easy for anyone to make. This is on page 60 of this book, and it's by Rachel Colin, and she's with Mountain Rose Herbs. So this is a perfect fire cider to make if accessing fresh ingredients isn't really available to you. For example, horseradish. That was what put me off from making fire cider in the beginning, because I'd heard of horseradish, but I had never seen it in the store, so I wasn't sure where to get it. It turns out my local store has it. Another ingredient was turmeric, and I wasn't sure where to get that. This ingredient, or this recipe, uses all dried ingredients, which is fantastic. And basically, I've measured them all out. There are 12 different ingredients, and you put all the ingredients in a 1-quart jar, and then you fill it with apple cider vinegar. The end. It's done. Then you let it infuse. So it couldn't be easier. There's no chopping, there's no slicing, there is no peeling, there is no dicing. These were my tools. I had measuring spoons and measuring cups, and then little containers to put the spices in. It was really quick and really easy. So in just a minute, I'll come back and I'll put it all in the jar, and we'll go from there. So as I mentioned, you measure out all of your dry spices, you put them in the jar, and you add vinegar. The first spice I'm going to put in is horseradish. This is powdered horseradish, and it's really pungent. It's pretty strong. So just put that in the jar. And then this is dried turmeric, ground turmeric. This is ginger. Just kidding. It's actually garlic. It's just dry granulated garlic. And then we have rosemary, orange peel, which I thought was an interesting twist. I have seen some other recipes with orange peel, but here's some dried granulated orange peel. Pretty simple. This is dried ginger. I thought this is another interesting touch to add to fire cider. I've only ever made one batch of fire cider, and that was last time with the Texas fire cider, but I haven't seen too many recipes call for ginger or orange peel. Another ingredient that's in this recipe, which I found totally crazy, are these little star anise. These are like these are the starfish of the herb world. They're adorable. They've got about 6 or 7 little legs on them. When you buy the package of star anise, sometimes their legs will be broken. But I tried to get ones that had all of their legs, and you need 4 of these, so you just put them right in the jar. They smell like licorice. They smell really good. I think she's got like a chai vibe going on. That's what I thought. I wasn't quite sure. And then whole black peppercorns. These are beautiful. These are all different colors. There are black and different color green and some beige and even some red. So 2 teaspoons of peppercorns go in here. Don't worry, I'll give you the recipe at the end. And then we have minced onion. Just some minced onion going right in. And right on the floor, accidentally. And then we have astragalus root. If you haven't heard of astragalus root, it is an adaptogen. It helps your body really adapt to stress very well. There's about a couple teaspoons of astragalus root in here. I chose to get the This is, I guess, chopped astragalus versus the big slices, and it's also not powder. I'm sure you could use either of those in this recipe. So it's kind of hard to see. I'll put it in my hand though. But this is astragalus root, and I just measured out 2 teaspoons. Ideally, I would weigh this, but the recipe didn't call for a weight. So 2 teaspoons of astragalus going right in. So another ingredient that it called for were bird's eye chilies, and I looked them up because I'd never heard of them. These are not bird's eye chilies. I couldn't find those. But since this is a recipe that you can make with spices you already have in your spice rack, in your spice cabinet, you can kind of mix and match what you want in here. And since I didn't have the Thai bird chilies, I got the Mexican arbol chilies. I'm not sure if they're comparable on the Scoville scale, but it called for 4 of them. And I'm going to put them in stems and all. So 1, 2, 3, don't go down the sink, 4. Okay, we got them all in there. Next we're going to add the apple cider vinegar, and then we're just about done. Now that we have all of the herbs in our jar, it's time to add the apple cider vinegar. And you just fill up the jar. This is a 32-ounce bottle, and this is a 32-ounce quart jar. So technically it should all fit. No, because I've added the herbs, so it won't. Well, we had a little left over, probably about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 cups. Poke the chilies down. What you want to do is add a piece of waxed paper on top of your jar before you put your lid on, because the apple cider vinegar is corrosive and it will cause rust to form around the metal on the ring. What I'm using here is like deli style dry wax paper. I find it works really well. And so I just fold it in half, and then I fold it in half again, and it fits perfectly on top of here. I think I'll fill this a little bit more with the cider to get as much as we can. If the chilies will stay in there and cooperate. Let's see. I had to force them down. Watch out, these are wild little guys. They just want to escape. I think maybe if I had taken the stems off the top, they would be easier to manage. Okay. I think I've done it. So once your wax paper's on, just put the lid on. So the lid is on pretty tight as it can go. And what you're going to want to do is store this in a cool, dark space and shake it daily. Every single day you want to shake this. What I probably should have done is stirred it so I didn't have this build up on the bottom. And actually, I think I might go back and stir this just to make sure everything is incorporated. Oh wait, I'm shaking it and all of that is coming off the bottom. So I think if I shake this enough, I'll be fine. So you have to remember to shake it every day. And you can either store it in a cool, dark place like maybe a cupboard or your refrigerator. That would work. And then you can take a tablespoon of this every single morning, add it to your salad dressings. You can even use it to marinate your meat and put it on the grill, and that's very good too. That's it. We have made Spice Rack Fire Cider. It didn't take any time at all. Very, very easy. And in a month, this will be delectable and fantastic. I'll also know if I should add more chilies next time or fewer because I added the arbol instead of the bird's eye chilies that it called for. I hope that you make the Spice Rack Fire Cider and let me know how it turns out. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with a brand new fire cider. Thanks.